have my hair slicked. One of my suite mates said I kind of look like one of the Spider-Man actors, but we're not talking about slicked hair. Today we are talking about a documentary I just watched today called Hideo Kojima Connecting Worlds, which was released on February 23rd on Hulu. It's all about the famous video game designer Hideo Kojima and like his influence and working on one of his games. It's very fascinating. Like I had no knowledge of him until I heard about this film. And now I'm really intrigued to hear more of like his other takes on kind of video games and his style and everything. He really is like the first video game auteur, and a magnificent one at that. There's also a lot of guest people being interviewed. Like, you have the actors from the video game that Kojima was directing, like Norman Reedus, Mad Malix, and Leah Sidux. And then you also had filmmakers like George Miller and Guillermo del Toro. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think Hideo Kojima is like the Japanese version of Guillermo del Toro. Both like in love with the craft of like storytelling and like the medium they're working with, video games. And just all around a big like enthusiast, like who's really into stuff like that. You were also able to see that whenever Kojima was visited the Criterion Closet. It's also just so interesting to see the process of making a video game, because like, you know, it's not just like animating a movie where you know like where everything's going. Like with a video game, like you can obviously move your characters in different directions and such. I've always been wondering how they were able to like kind of pull that off. Like it's something that kind of kept me up a couple times, like thinking how could they program something like that? I don't, game developing seems like a really hard thing. And plus there's some also great B-roll all around, sunsets and Kojima walking all around different places and visiting conventions. It's just a nice, fun little documentary. It's only about 60 minutes long. So like if you aren't really doing much, I think you could turn this one on. You'll have to sit through some ads, but it didn't affect my experience this time. Because like I got to see a well-immersed story.